his novel was very prophetic at the time, and I'm sure there were some moments that proved very eerie when you were shooting, so close it is to reality. But what is really, because everybody's wondering, what is really this Cosmopolis, this sort of place where rats are the currency? Is that because this is a plague world where money is the plague?
Well, it's true that Delillo, who wrote this novel about 12 years ago, was anticipating some things in a way that feels that the world has only just begun to catch up to him. And we were filming scenes of anti-capitalist riots in the streets of New York City. And then in the evening, we would read the newspapers and see television, and we would see anti-capitalist riots in the streets of New York City. It was extremely strange. So Don obviously had his antennae, the antennae that you have as an artist, are very sensitive to things that are going on. And although you are not really trying to be a prophet when you're being an artist, because really those are two different kinds of job descriptions, but nonetheless, sometimes you find that you have anticipated the future in a very detailed way, and that's really what happened with Don. The movie is in some ways about money, it's about capitalism, but in other ways it's also about suicide. So it's a very broad spectrum of observations and explorations that you find in the book and also in the movie.
So rich and crisp.
So how many billions do you represent?
I want a haircut.
Do you need a haircut?
I need anything you can give me.
Such science and ego.
We have a yuan carry that could crush us in hours.
But we still want what we want. We want a haircut.
You need to be inflamed, don't you? This is your element.
In fact, obviously, we will talk later more about Cosmopolis, but there's one question that is on everybody's minds and lips, those who haven't seen the film yet. Why chose Robert Pattinson?
Well, because he was very inexpensive and he was available.
Come on, you can do better than that. We want more. We want the truth.
Well, you need both those things to begin with, because this is not a very big budget film. But yes, of course. Casting is as I say many times, is a black art. It's a really strange, kind of intuitive process, because there are no rules to guide you when you're casting a film. There's no guidebook that says this is how you cast your movie. And I had seen a few movies that he had done. Besides, of course, I saw Twilight, but I saw other movies as well. And I was convinced finally that he had the right presence and he had the right dramatic range to play this role, even though I know that because Twilight was so successful, many people would like to say, oh, he's not really a very good actor, it's the vampire makeup. But I had gone through this with Viggo Mortensen. He was famous because of Lord of the Rings, and that helped me finance History of Violence and Eastern Promises, which were movies starring Viggo. And so I was very happy for Twilight, for the Twilight movies, because they gave me the possibility to work with Rob, and just as I was happy about Lord of the Rings, because it meant Viggo was a star and therefore I could work with him. So it works rather well that way. It's strange, but it's the way it works in the movie business.
Where? I want a haircut.
The president's in town.
We don't care. We need a haircut. We need to go across town.
We'll hit traffic that speaks in quarter inches.
Just so I know, which president are we talking about?
United States. Barriers will be set up. Entire streets deleted from the map.
Show me my car.
Est-ce qu'il pourrait citer une image d'un film fantastique qui l'a particulièrement frappé, qui a éventuellement infusé profondément dans un ou plusieurs de ses films, et peut-être qui, la première fois qu'il l'a vu, l'a décidé à embrasser la carrière de réalisateur?
I can tell you that, like many children, the first scary movie that I ever saw was Bambi. C'était effrayant. His mother, the mère de Bambi, est morte. You know, it's horrible. It's horrible. So, and yet, you know, most people think Bambi are so sweet, you know, Walt Disney, but for a kid, it's shocking, you know. So I could tell you some of the films I saw that were like that, but I don't ever feel that it was trauma, then creativity, you know, the way you say it. To me, it doesn't feel that way. When I'm writing, even if it's something really scary or disturbing, there's an excitement and a joy, really, a pleasure to create that. It doesn't feel like trauma is involved, actually.